Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is Friday. Let's get the board over there so you can see what's going on. It's Friday, August 11th, 2023. It's 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 27 degrees Celsius at 9 p.m. Yep, it's a hot and muggy day, but what are you going to do? We got a rock and a crane right there. And our Centennial, which is our geranium. And we're going to put that, we're going to put it like on a corner here. And then I'll put some rocks around this so it looks like a dry riverbed with a little crane there. And this will be like almost like one of them big giant trees next to it, but something different. And this is going to be easy to do. You're going to say, Tom, you don't do big trees. Well, I'm trying to make it easy for everybody. But I do have my catalpa. That's my favorite tree. I'll show you that when it gets like in late September or October, because I don't see people doing a catalpa tree. And they got the big leaves. I mean, the big heart-shaped leaves. But mine came down small, and I didn't even have to prune them. So right now, we're going to take our Centennial, which I like the leaves on it. This thing, as one of my viewers commented that they look like maple leaves. Yeah, they do. But it's a nice geranium to work with. I mean, I really like it. This is my, I have two of them. This is my second one. So I'm just trying to take this out. Let's see if I can get the camera this way so you can see what I'm doing. Yep, I think you can see. And I'm just firing in my steak fork that they use for barbecue and stuff. Now I had this soaking for a while because, you know, it's still got that, it has that plug on there, and by soaking it I can take the plug off nice and easy, just like that. And just all you gotta do is nibble away at it. Almost like that. There we go. That's got a nice root system. But getting the plug out, that's the main culprit. And when they root plants in these plugs, because you never know what the plugs are made out of. But you know, it's easy to come out once you soak it real good. Plug comes out real easy. I got this at Ted's. I haven't seen these anyplace else. I grabbed two. I should have bought three. So we're going to take, and we're just going to take some more of that plug off the bottom here. There we go. I like the underwater root raking because it comes out real nice and easy, everything. Especially if you got a hodgepodge of roots. So, let me do a little left-handed here. I'm just getting it out. There we go. Now you're going to say, Tom, how come you didn't cut it first? Well, I should have. But, what are you going to do? In hindsight, I should have. But we can do it while it's in midair. So I'm just going to cut the bottom portion of these roots off. And you can see, well, I better get my paper towel. That way I don't have to get the pants dirty. just washed them. So all I'm going to do right now is we're going to prune it, but there's a hodgepodge of perlite and everything in here. Just take a lot of that off. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to do left-handed so you can see this coming up, this piece right here, that part of the geranium. And we're going to take that off. That we don't need that branch down there. Get that. I'm going to try to root it. Put that in water. Then here's another one coming out from underneath. So I'm going to take this one off as close as I can to the trunk. Now geraniums are nice and easy to work with. So if you're starting out in bonsai, get a geranium. Why not? I'm going to take this leaf off right here. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can get this a little bit closer here. There we go. I can see this leaf right here. I'm going to cut that off into there. I'm going to take this bottom leaf off right here because we want our branch structure. Now, we don't want this one in the middle because we want this to have a nice little flow here. So we're going to take that one off, and that should be able to root real easy. I'm going to have to wash them really, really good. There. And you can see this branch coming out this way. We don't want that one there because I want this to be fluffed out more. And you can see how it's curving out. So we're just going to take this guy off. Yeah, we don't want to get you all dirty. I'm going to have to really rinse them off. And we got the beginnings of a nice little trunk. So let's see if we can get all this excess soil off. There we go, just like that. Now the roots, you can see that this is still on, but when you soak it, it comes off real nice. So you can pull it right off. It's just the plug. We want to get most of that plug off. Now you can see that this one has the roots up here at the soil level, but down here there's a hodgepodge of roots, but I think we're going to keep this one up here and just cut, because it's below the soil line right about there. And now we'll have a nice radial root base because there's enough room in that pot for the roots to grow. I don't want to cut too much off. This one's up in the air, but maybe I can keep it down for now until everything grows like that. See it? So that one's all cut off down here. So this should fit in there real nice. And I think, let's turn this around so you can see it and get it in close. I think this can look good almost like this. Just like that. Now you're going to say, Tom, you got something growing out over there. I know. I mean, you could put it this way, but I think this way is better because it's more of a nice canopy. And then we can turn that over here and put it like this. Just something different. So let's put this in the water. Let's get our soil mix, which I got is 1 cup peat moss, 1 cup worm castings, 1 cup perlite. I put a teaspoon of Dr. Earth in there because it's organic. It shouldn't burn the roots because it's only a teaspoon into my bucket here. And then I'm going to add Micos to the roots. But this is what I mixed. And it's about that deep, so that little bit of a spoonful ain't going to hurt it. I know. You're not supposed to say ain't. Bad grammar. What are you going to do? That's life. So let me take this out of the way. The rock is heavy, but I like it because, yes, I got 5 holes in there, but you can see how nice it looks. I mean, I could probably have used it for something else, but for now, I think it'll look good over here. Let me get some more soil in there. Pat it down. And then I'm going to put my rock in kitty corner. Like that. And then put some more soil around it so it's like buried in there. So it doesn't look like it's sitting on top of the ground. And, you know, this is the time to go to garage sales and look for turntables. There you go. Now, take our spoon, push it down, get all that down like that. Get some more soil in the corner there, like that. Just something different. Push it in. Now you're going to say, Tom, you should have had a big tree and try to root over rock on this. But I think that this looks like a nice little dried up riverbed. Well, when it rains, it still flows water. There. Back a little bit. Just like that. Don't be afraid to use your fingers. There you go. Just like that. Now, to stay steady, get it in the middle more, we get our mikus out. And we'll put some on there, onto the roots. And I get a big heaping spoonful. Now you're going to say, why Dr. Earth? Because that fertilizer has a ton of beneficial bacteria in it, but to get my roots going, I don't know if you can see it, but there we go. All over it. And then just putting it all inside. Put that there. And let's move it out. Get the roots out. Push that root down. We'll get our soil mix. Let's get a big cup. I think I just mixed enough, because I mixed like a 2-to-2 ratio. A 2-to-2-to-2 ratio. But there we go. Now it's fun to do something different. You don't have to stick with the norm. You don't have to stick with the pine trees. You don't have to stick with all the Japanese maples. You don't have to stick with none of that. Do something easy, something simple. Now I'm just going to take my chopstick, if I can get out from under the turntable, and just fire it in to the roots. And this will go into a shaded area till the roots get stabilized. There we go. Just pile it in. Now this should hold. I know it's a little top heavy, but once I water it, it'll be good. And then I'll see if I can find any moss or something different to put around it. But just like that. And we're going to take and close our mikus up, because I don't want to get it wet. There we go. Just like that. Put my rubber band on it to keep it from falling open or anything else of that there nature. There, now we're going to just give it a spritz get the soil tension out. You can see how nice that looks. Now you're going to say, Tom, what are you going to do over here? Well, over there, I have my bag of rocks that I had from the aquarium. Let me take this out and close my bucket. And before I water anything, I'm going to put the rocks in over around our cliff setting like. So let's get my rocks. Now this, when a riverbed is dry, you got all kinds of sizes of rocks. So I got a conglomerate of rocks in there. And this is just coming out over there. I'm just going to put it in like this. There, something like that. And just turn it around. Just so we got something where the water came in at. I'm going to say, Tom, you should put rocks in between there, but, well, there's no water. It's almost like a dry riverbed, and it doesn't fill up until it rains. But there we go. Something just like that. And then we got a mix of 50% sand and 50% peat moss. And we're going to put it around our oak leaf geranium. And I'll do that with a spoon so you can see how it's looking. I think I can get this a little bit closer so you can see it. There we go. Mix it up. And this way here, if I can find some good moss, because it's been dry lately. It rained a little bit yesterday. I mean this morning. But they said maybe tonight it's going to rain. I don't know. We'll find out. Just like that. There we go. Don't be afraid to experiment. You don't have to start out with expensive trees. Get yourself a geranium. They live. They'll live through the winter months. Mine was in that low light in the east windows and in the north window, and it still survived. So don't worry about it. And it's easy to do. You can make mistakes, and it's forgiving. Plus, you get the benefit of flowers, and with these geraniums, they got a nice smell to them. So there we go. There. Now, let me get this out of our way. Get the cover so I'm not in your way. Put this on the other side so I don't block you. And now, let's get my scissors out of the way. I'm going to give it to get the surface tension out. Got to get the surface tension out before we water it real good. Get that out of there. No, I don't have any of my real fine stone. Oh yeah, I do. I can put it in that little crevice there where the perlite is showing. There we go. Just like that. I hope I ain't in your way. There we go. And just wet it in real good. We want these roots to take. We want this to take. We got enough on our little tree here, our little geranium. And why not try it? Who says it has to be a tree? Make it on your own. There's plenty of people that do it with the nightshade. Let's wet our rock so we can get an idea how it looks wet. And there. Now comes the moment of truth. Mr. Elephant. Let's see if we can water it in real nice and easy. Just like that. We'll get it around there. Let me put this out of the way. We're going to water it until the water comes out. Just like that. And you got yourself a nice little scenery. Even if you don't have a rock like this with the crane in there, you can always get another rock. Something nice and easy. Simple to do. Now you can see a lot of that perlite washed up. So we're going to just get our tree in. Our fingers. Everything should be good here. Now I can get a little more of our peat and sand mix. Cover up the perlite that got away from us. So let me get it here so you can see it over there, and we're just going to cover it. Just like that. So don't be afraid to try something new, something different, and it's easy to do. You make a mistake, but it's a forgiving mistake. There we go. Just like that. Just like that. You don't have to get a fancy ginkgo tree. You don't have to get a fancy pine. You don't have to get a fancy juniper. Start out with a geranium. And don't worry about it. Give it another splash. Let's get this out of your way so you can see it front to back. There you go. That's our little dry, that used to be a nice little river there. And there you go, that's our tree. Now you got the crane over there. I don't have nothing small like the crane, so if I put something small in there, it's not going to work. I might find a rock later and put a couple in there, but right now I don't have any rocks. I'll have to go to the fish store and see if I can get some dragon stone and break it up. But there you go. Plain and easy. And you know what today is? It's Friday night. And what's Friday night? It's dance night. So Grandma, get Grandpa off the couch. Mom and Dad, put the kids to bed. Kick the table and chairs on the side. Put on a pot of tea. Put on some old-time music. Old-time radio music with Benny Goodman, Les Brown and his band Renown. I can't. Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra. When music was music, and sit and have a little dance. And if you can't dance and your arthritis is bad or anything, I'll just sit down and enjoy each other's company with a cup of tea. So take care, everybody. Have a good night.